Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to a scene from Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. Our scene opens in Jamaica Bay in the Umbral Reflection at dawn after a terrible battle. The sun is coming up and the air is cold, cold, cold and windy. And the birds are not making a lot of noise. There's maybe one or two, but it's not really the season for birds. Ren is standing on the beach in Krenos and laying on the sand at her feet, wrapped in a shirt that is Krenos sized, but not really sized for the giant body that it is. Nope, he's back at Hamid because he's dead, right?
He is Hamid. Zeke is Hamid.
He is wrapped in a big shirt, but there's not much body left. And she is standing, waiting for her packmates to join her if they wish.
Yeah, Katori would arrive, I guess, with Olaf and Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
She's built a little fire in the Umbra, and she's holding a stick that has been burning slowly for some time. There's not much left of it. And there's another stick in her other hand in case this stick gets too short.
Lucas is going to go ahead and walk to Rin, simply look up at her and says, Big sister, what do you need of me?
I thought you might like to learn how to do a thing.
Yeah, totally. Instruct me. Tell me what I need to do.
And she gestures at the body and glances at Katori because this is really his field more than hers. Even if it's got a lot of personal meaning for her right now. We can't take him back to the Sept, and we shouldn't give him to the Glasswalkers while he's still infectious. She's telling this to Lucas, but she's waiting for Katori to take the lead if he wants it.
Katori is still a little bit shaken by the scream of
Aww.
Lucas goes ahead and says by rote, we can set up a excuse me, throat is awful. He goes ahead and says by rote, we can set up a dead drop to drop off the body so that the Glasswalkers can pick them up at their leisure.
They can get him through the Umbra. But if they won't, that's a good idea. She looks at Katori, who is shaken, and Lucas, who is shaken. How's Olaf doing? Did he fail his roll too?
No. Good. Olaf got 3 successes.
Okay.
He's the anchor. But yeah, Katori just nods absent-mindedly as he's looking at the body of Zeke.
Ren tells Lucas quietly, dawn is the best time for cleansing. I've dipped these sticks in pure water.
He goes ahead and nods and agrees and goes ahead and takes one of the sticks, goes ahead and dips into the pure water, and will try to mimic the cleansing rite as far as he remembers from Olaf, which was to go ahead and take the stick, wave it around the thing that needs to be cleansed, sprinkling the water here and there, here and there.
It's smoldering, so he took one of the burning sticks?
Yep.
And she kind of guides him so that he walks counterclockwise around the body. And if anybody else wants to also take a stick, she hands them smoldering sticks as well.
Oh yeah, Olaf's down.
Yeah, Katori takes one absent-mindedly in his jaws.
And if there is a great deal of taint, we howl it away.
Scare it?
She nods. That's the idea.
After the first turnaround, Lucas is going to go ahead and make sure that the smoldering stick, the smoke goes ahead and covers most of the air around above the corpse. And he's going to try to go ahead and change his vocal cords a little bit. Gonna have to roll for this, unfortunately.
What do you want to do exactly with the vocal cords?
Change them so they can howl.
Oh, spend the willpower for that.
I can't spend a willpower. Lucas goes ahead and fails again, and it's a lot less of a howl, much more of a shriek. Eh! He goes ahead and stops. Fuck.
Tori kind of looks at you sideways.
Let me do it better. Let me do it better.
You don't have to be in Krenos. A human throat can make the same sound.
Okay. If that is such the case, he'll try to mimic a howl just with his Hamid throat. Try to chase away all the taint, all the darkness, all the corruption, all the terrible, terrible bad things that accumulates on a person.
And they set up a keening that probably cleanses the shit out of this thing.
For people who want a live link, there it is. For people who want a hangout link, there it is as well.
And Durin said there's no reason that they can't just cleanse him. So, when the sound finally dies down, they're left there with the sound of the waves and the sound of the fire.
Tori will actually take. I should actually learn right over departure. But he's going to get out a small drum, and he's going to start to absentmindedly hit it with a slow rhythm, and he is going to start humming in a language that is neither Garu nor Wolf, singing about the departure of someone that gets back to his ancestral homeland and who might find peace.
Anybody contacted the warder yet?
Ren shakes her head.
We should do that.
I gave out a report over the Guardian net.
Heard that.
Ren steps up to the body and pulls it. She starts carefully, not stripping it, but taking off anything that's not the clothes and setting it aside, straightening the limbs so that if it starts to stiffen up, it'll be not contorted.
Lucas will go ahead and repeat the same action on the other side of the body.
One second, I'm checking to see what I have in her umbral purse. Yeah, okay. I don't know if his spider satchel made it. If it does, she puts all her stuff in there. All his stuff in there. Anything that wasn't shredded. And she doesn't leave the boots on the corpse. She just leaves whatever clothes are there, and everything else she sets aside. If one
What
of
do we
you
say?
he needs a real funeral, this is just a goodbye.
Hmm. Is there anyone who wants to say something about Zeke?
We all know we're known for looking for the good death. Some say we embrace it too quickly. The reality is, we all want to live. We all want to keep fighting. But when it comes down between what needs done in our lives, we do what needs done. Zeke did what needed done. He died well. Had he lived on, I would have sought your permission to invite him into this pack myself. As far as I can tell, good Philodox, good Garou.
Ren looks a little bit skeptical about him being a good Philodox, but
I mean, Ren's idea of a Philodox and Olaf's idea of a Philodox are obviously two extremely diverging paths.
Mhm. I am sad he never get to become a bastard. He was willing to go beyond some that I saw in this sept. He didn't go for Philodox or anyone else, he just went to me asking me for a challenge. And when I told him his challenge, apparently he's the only one who understood it. Because I told him, well, why don't you go to every hospice and try to understand who they are? And apparently everyone thought, well, at least Travis, he thought it means, oh well, give me another challenge. So he gave another challenge for Zeke. Because obviously Travis is Travis. But he was a good soldier. He was a good friend.
I didn't know the man for very long. In fact, the first time that I met him, I was fixing up the furniture that we had gone ahead and broken up. First experience I had with him was walking back into Xavier's apartment. In fact, I thought it was hilarious. I laughed at the kind of destruction that he had done to that apartment. I genuinely thought it was funny. I got inside and I realized that that was the result and product of a mind that wasn't all the way there and didn't get fixed. And all throughout that last fight, I was dragging his ass out of the fire. The last thing he went ahead and told me is he said that we need to go, we need to retreat, was just simply memento mori. And so I ran. He stayed, and I ran. And made sure that me and Maeve were okay.
he said memento mori.
Because I had nods.
Asshole.
He said, memento mori, young one. And I ran. He shooed me away.
Zeke did not let being crazy slow him down. He fought the good fight better than most of us manage.
Well, obviously, I mean, look at me. Doesn't stop me. We're probably, he turns to Olaf. We're probably going to have to, we're going to have to deal with Geodyne soon. He took something from Leviathan. And now we can confirm wholly that he is Garu now. We need to strike at him and destroy him.
Ren turns to look at everybody else, and then she starts picking out more sticks from the fire. It's time to cleanse the rest of you if you haven't been cleansed yet.
I have cleansed him, but I would like to be cleansed.
Will you
Because
cleanse
I
me?
can cleanse myself.
So she repeats the rite that she did with Zeke. She holds the stick over him, walks around counterclockwise, and keens very quietly. And then she hands the stick over so he can cleanse her.
We'll go for yeah. You take a stick, make the rounds, and yep, poke with a stick.
Is there a linen or sheet that we're wrapping the body with?
Ren just had her shirt, so it is covered with her shirt. But that's it. Which is coincidentally why she's still in Krenos. Even dead, she's not carrying him around shirtless. So if you're watching,
We'll need to wrap him in a shroud. Definitely wrap him up in a shroud. Actually, you go ahead and looks at the surroundings. This is Jamaica Bay. A lot of wildlife is currently flowing all around. This is a place of wild energy, even if it isn't a Karen. And he's gonna go ahead and look at Katori and simply ask, "Can you teach me how to make things in the Umbra? Because I want to make a shroud for him."
You want to learn how to make shrines? Yes, I can. I can teach you how to do it. But I thought you were going for Guardian. You're saying that you have a slight inclination for Keeper.
I am spiritually weak at the moment, but I feel like I will grow in strength in my gnosis. For this particular occasion, I just want to go ahead and pay respects to the man.
Yes. You can do things with the city spirit. They love burials and memorial in the memories of fallen heroes. And, well, I think also involving the water might actually be interesting. I think he would like to honor his brother.
Yes. Yes, yes, Emmett needs to be here. Not now, but
This is why I asked for a shroud so that we can go ahead and bind body and prepare it for his tribe.
Hmm. Yes. Come and come and see me. I will. I will teach you how to do so. And if you can get the last cub out of your cabin, I will. I will give him the basics. Also, I suggest that you stay in Lupus a little bit more. Because I've got a little exercise for you for the coming weeks.
Fair enough.
Not quite what. And you can feel, you can make a perception empathy on this one,
Definitely.
and not one that, of course, great and full of wisdom, Teeth of Titanium Raya will approve, because I clearly, because I so wish to have his approval. You can clearly see that, yeah, he's not giving a single fuck.
Mhm.
So yeah, you might also think for a second, did he actually taunt Chief of Titanium previously on purpose? He might have, but yeah, he stretched a little bit. You did good today. I'm proud of you. Speaks too much. And he starts to trot off as, yeah, he's still shaken, and of course, player needs to sleep. So yes, Tori is going to get back to Bear and have a mighty sleep.
Ren just stops him briefly to scritch behind his ears.
Yes.
Some tiny, tiny scritches, so she doesn't murder him with claws.
Yes, he always enjoy ear scratching from his favorite menace.
Can I rise just before Kotori leaves?
Yeah.
Okay. So, he walks up to the group, and he opens up his bag, pulls out a very long piece of white cloth, and hands it to the Ren.
Thank you. And as Katori leaves, she turns and starts to wrap the body. Very, very carefully, very gently.
Lucas is going to go ahead and take a bit of twine, string, rope to go ahead and make sure the bindings are perfect.
And when he is all wrapped and everything is tidy, she stuffs whatever stuff doesn't fit in his sack, or all of his stuff, if what remains, if the sack is ruined, into her purse. and leans down and very, very gently picks up the remains.
So who's all with us at the moment?
Olaf is there. He is dead silent. He looks on in Lupus.
She just kind of stops and looks at him and Xavier and Lucas. Then she sinks down so that she's just sitting carefully with the body in her lap. How are you doing, Olaf?
I am the anchor. I remain in place.
Lucas?
Goes ahead and waves his hand. First time I've seen something like that. Something big, big fight and die. Just don't know. I really don't.
Yeah, that was something.
Big fight. I mean, have you seen a god fight?
I've never seen anything like this before.
Mm-hmm.
In space.
I honestly don't know what I was doing, like, towards the end of that fight. I don't even know if I did anything productive in that fight. I'm looking at Zeke right there in front of me.
You're a cub.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay not to know.
Be honest, I don't know. I don't understand.
It's gonna be like that a lot.
He's gonna go ahead and like dig his feet into the sand a little bit, kick it a little bit. After the fight, I went to the shrine. Very comforting. Very comforting. I'm gonna go back there after this one.
Bear is good for comfort.
Mm-hmm. What is Bear? Who is Bear?
Bear is an ancient healer who was betrayed and remembers a lot of things. She glances at Olaf.
There was a time not long ago where Wendigo raged and raged and raged through the sept. His winds bit our skin, his snow covered the umbra. And then came a dove spirit and spoke to us and said, "Come follow." And it led us to a shrine. Callie, taking the lead, had us come and do a summoning. So we did. And then came Bear. Even I, Fenrir, Bear looked down on with kind of love, I suppose. Bear offered us a deal. Give me a part of yourselves, he said, and I will go and see if I can talk with little brother. Believe me, I took some convincing. But I was convinced. And Bear reached in and took a piece of my rage. Took a piece of rage from all of us. It was the only moment of peace that I've ever known in my life, before or after. I've come to find a kinship with him since. This is why I call Bear father.
Does that answer your question, Lucas?
I guess a little bit.
She gives him kind of an apologetic look.
I don't know. It's just. It's not that I knew. It's just that I felt. Felt Bear. So I ran to him. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. If you want to be a healer, there are far worse totems to follow.
Bear knows both the ways of healing and the ways of war. He understands when it's time to mend and when it's time to fight. There's great wisdom in Bear. Because many of us stick to one or the other. But Bear teaches both, knows both, grants us wisdom from both.
He's very big. He has huge paws. He's very warm. Very inviting. Big. Honestly, I didn't know what a bear hugs until I went ahead and was hugged by a bear.
I'm gonna say that Ren sent a dove spirit before everyone got here off to the glasswalkers. She does feel a little sheepish sending dove spirits to glasswalkers, but I would say she sent one to Emmett and one to Aaron, letting them know that there had been a battle and that Zeke would need a place for burial, or at least a place to put the body until burial, because of the Weaver taint. So Aaron is welcome to show up whenever you're available. What's Xavier doing, standing by this literal corpse?
He is actually hanging away from the group. He's watching everybody, listening to everything that has been said. What he's doing is he is literally memorizing, like he's writing it down to his mind.
Say that one more time. He's literally what?
He's literally hanging back away from the group. He is literally memorizing everything that has been said.
Oh, I love you.
He just goes ahead and shakes his head, looking at the silent Galliard, who is silently recording things. Looks at him. Big brother, come join us. Please.
He walks up a bit closer, but doesn't exactly join the group. And he says, it's going to be Emmett's job to handle this, but he needs to know what needs to be said about him, so I'm just trying to soak everything up here so I can tell him.
Goes ahead and raises his hand. Okay, if that's your duty, big brother. I just didn't want you I just did not want you to seem let out.
He nods to Lucas.
Don't get me wrong. I've got no misunderstanding of where I belong here. I just didn't want you to not have your say.
Thank you for coming, Xavier.
No problem.
How do we say goodbye to how do we say goodbye to a glasswalker, I should say?
The Glasswalkers will have to do their own funeral.
I
This
guess
is
I would.
just a cleansing.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, we've cleansed him. We can send him back. If there's any representative of them that can come to us, fair enough. I honestly don't know else what to do here.
It's alright. I've sent out dove spirits.
Good.
I need to get a shirt and then I'll be back. Xavier, I'll help you get your apartment back in arrears.
Don't worry about that now.
Oh, what an asshole.
In the meantime, Olaf takes a look around to see who might be coming or, around doing their thing.
You'll see Mikhail walking up.
Good of you to join us.
I felt it was the least I could do.
How are you feeling?
A little beat up, but still here.
Yeah,
It seems like you... She gestures at Olaf because he's about to say the same thing she is.
You took a hell of a thrashing.
Indeed, we did.
Meanwhile, Olaf's thinking in his head, man, speak for yourself. I dodged it. I have a question.
I may have an answer.
During my trial, you stood with me. Why?
Why not?
So be it.
He smiles.
We have unfinished business, you and I.
Really?
As ill-timed as it may have been, I did challenge you for Fostern.
Yes, you did. We should go ahead and make sure that's considered authorized. Heat of battle and all.
Indeed.
So are you ready for the next step?
And there's a moment, but it's only a moment, where you see this guy who, while in social stuff, seems to kind of shy away or fall dead silent. You see him the way you saw him in combat. You see like 8 willpower points worth of him hardening up. Yes.
Good. We shall see.
And there's a hint of a lupine grin on Olaf's face for a bit. Well then, I've let the challenge be known.
And I will give you your challenge before the week's end.
Very well. And Olaf settles back down where he was.
Ren hauls herself back to her feet and kind of shakes herself off, shakes the sand out of her fur. Hauls the corpse back up with her. I'm gonna go bother a glasswalker. Olaf, you'll make sure Lucas gets back to the sept without getting in trouble?
Can't see why not, Ren. Can't see why not. And he gets back up and heads over near Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
You heard her.
Yeah. Does that have to be now?
Looks back at Ren.
Ren blinks. No, I mean, if you're not ready to go back, you don't have to. You can go back with me or Xavier. Just don't want you to get any trouble for running around on your own.
I'm already in trouble for running around on my own. I'm not gonna make it worse.
Good choice.
Let me get,
No,
let
I'm
me-
just trying to understand if it was all worth it.
What was all worth it?
Just, getting in trouble, finding out a way to slingshot to the meteor, all that shit.
I didn't have a chance to say it when Maeve was here, but there are a lot of consequences that we have to consider when we're weighing an action. And some of those consequences are social consequences. And sometimes they're worth it. doesn't make them fun, but you can chalk them up to a price well paid in this case.
Eh. My price wasn't as bad as anybody else's price. Looks to the corpse.
That's good.
I guess if there's nothing else to do here, and you don't really need me to carry the body,
No, I
we
got it.
can. Okay, we can go back. I'm ready to go back.
And Olaf's been getting up and laying down and getting up, so he finally gets up again and starts leading Lucas off.
Gets let off. Do. Any more surprises? Anybody coming in, coming out, doing anything, talking?
Nope. Ren eventually gives a nod to Xavier and Mikhail. And
He
then
nods back.
says, Xavier, you know, it might be actually nice if you were willing to come with me. I don't think Aaron's seen me in Krenos before, and I would hate to be mistaken for a Fomori.
Let me give you a hand.
Thank you. And they head off.
All right. If that is it, I'll go ahead and bring the scene to a close. Well, thank you, watchers, for watching. Thank you, players, for playing. We will go ahead and see you all again next time.